Mr. Nick de Bois.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity this evening to share a few words with the House. I made a simple promise to my electorate in May 2010. I quite simply said, I will always put first my country, second my constituency, and third my party, and serve you in that way. There are few other causes than voting against this bill that will serve all my constituents and my country well. I cannot support this bill tonight. I believe that when I stood in 2010, I did not realize that it would be possibly the last election when voters would go and elect a House of Commons in the knowledge that they were electing, in effect, the government. And that at 2015, they may very well simply be electing one chamber of two chambers, which will ultimately lead them to gridlock. And I agree with my honourable friends who have suggested, if he will bear with me, I will try and make some progress and then give way in due course, because time is pressing. I said, I am certainly not prepared to rush to legislation on a major constitutional issue. I am pleased the government have seen sense today to withdraw their attempt to time limit this debate, but they must heed this House and not attempt to do it at a later stage. This is a constitutional issue, and make no mistake about it, and I hope tonight the House will still send a signal that they do not yet have the authority to proceed on their timetable as opposed to the timetable of this House. And that is another reason why I will be voting no against this bill tonight. I give way.
I'm grateful to the honourable gentleman for giving way. When he faced the electorate in his constituency at the general election, Mr. Speaker, did he draw attention to the fact that he disagreed with his own party's manifesto about urging a mainly elected second chamber? That is what the Conservative manifesto said.
Let me nail this myth that his party continually present. There was no consistency across all three major parties in this House. We agreed to work for a consensus. If nothing else has been shown in this House today, then the honourable gentleman, I suggest, has not been listening. There is no consensus for an electoral form.
Well said.
May I not detain the House much longer, but express my regret. My regret tonight is that actually this whole debate has been about the composition of a second chamber and not its function and not its outcome and what we want it to do. I found myself in shock when I agreed with the member for Holborn and St Pancras, and he used the analogy of it is like selecting a team before you know what game you are playing. And I agree with him that we have spent time debating whether it should be an elected chamber or not, when we have given no thought as to what is the role of the second chamber and what is the relationship between both houses and the executive. Until we answer that question, it is impossible for us to determine the form of what is coming ahead. And I draw attention and support to my honourable member for the Forest of Dean, who in 2007 reported to the House, I quote, a democratic upper house would challenge conventions, and because we would not have had a debate about the proper role of the two houses and the relationship between Parliament and the executive, we would not be in a good position to make decisions on the content and accept the bill in debate at that time. Now, I accept that we have discussed as a result of this bill some elements of what we expect from a second chamber, but we are starting at the wrong end for this debate to happen. And I am afraid to say that many members on the opposite side who cry how concerned they are about this bill and yet are not prepared to walk into the lobbies and vote against it and then work to form a consensus for a bill we can accept is sadly shame on them and a lost opportunity for our Parliament, our democracy, our constituents and above all, our country.
Yeah.